5 Investigates now, raising some serious questions about whether the state could have prevented alleged sexual abuse by a Massachusetts fertility doctor.
Mike Beaudet spoke with the latest woman to come forward. She just filed a lawsuit.
I trusted him.
This woman, who asked us not to show her face, believes her alleged abuse never should have happened.
I don't see how this was allowed to go on as long as it was. I don't understand it.
She started seeing fertility doctor Roger Ian Hardy off and on in the early 2000s, but it wasn't until a decade later that she alleges he sexually assaulted her in 2012. She came forward after reading about sexual assault allegations against Dr. Hardy and learning that he resigned in disgrace.
I think it's sick.
The woman has now filed this lawsuit against Hardy, Fertility Centers of New England, where Hardy worked, and the corporation's current and former owners.
As he was doing it, I felt I say a thumb because it felt really big.
According to the complaint, she had gone in for a medical procedure in 2012, an ultrasound, which captures pictures inside the uterus.
I remember the minute I felt it, I wanted to say to him, you know, your hands, your finger, but I didn't want to embarrass him. And at the same time, he was talking to me through my legs and staring right at me.
How long was he touching you?
The whole procedure.
Records from the Board of Registration in Medicine show another fertility patient had complained to the board in 2004, saying she suffered excessive trauma during a procedure. At the time, Dr. Hardy responded saying he was certain nothing inappropriate was done, and the board closed the case, only to reopen it nearly 10 years later after yet another patient surfaced, complaining about multiple incidents of sexual touching. The investigation alleged staff at Fertility Centers of New England, where Dr. Hardy worked since 1994, witnessed other sexual misconduct with patients. Facing revocation of his medical license, Dr. Hardy resigned in 2014.
Did the medical board drop the ball?
Yes.
Tyler Fox represents this latest patient to come forward, along with the first woman who complained to the board in 2004. Fox says if the state took his first client's allegations more seriously, his new client wouldn't have suffered the same trauma.
Yes, it absolutely would have been prevented.
It's very hard to believe that he would do that, and he needs to be held liable. I mean, really, how dare he think that that's okay to do to somebody?
The Board of Registration in Medicine would not comment on this case or this story. Fertility Centers of New England and its current and former owners aren't talking either, and they have not yet filed a response to the lawsuit. Attorney Fox says he and his client have met with prosecutors about possible criminal charges, but the Middlesex DA's office would not talk to us about the case. Charging Dr. Hardy could prove difficult because he's reportedly living in Thailand, and we could not reach him. Mike Beaudet, 5 Investigates.